It's 8 o'clock, Wednesday night. Hi, guys. It is the 26th of March. I still have my circle. I'm sorry. Mark and I are working on it, but so far, we obviously haven't figured out what it is. So, in the meantime, hi. My name's Tori. My last name's Christman, and my YouTube site is Tori Magoo 44. It's kind of an odd name for Scientology, but I escaped out in 2000, and in 2008, Anonymous arrived, which we'll tell you about in another night. We're going to go over that. But they arrived, and Mark Bunker, hi, guys. Hi, Never and Aaron. And Love 151,000. Wow. Hi, Paul of Scotland. All right. I'm part Scottish, so that always makes me happy. Anyway, where was I? Anyway, Bunker arrived, Mark Bunker. Hey, Dee. Oh, all right. Well, thank you for stopping in. I'm sorry you have to go, but that's the way it is. Anyway, Mark Bunker brought over a YouTube thing, said, we're going to start a YouTube. He brought over a webcam and he put it on my computer and he said, I said, what am I going to do with this? We're going to start a YouTube site. And what do you want to name it? And I just kind of named it in honor of my dad. I used to nickname him Magoo, Mr. Magoo. He died when I was 22. So, but he's always been close to me in my, spirit-wise. So I named it Tori Magoo 44. And 44 is his football number for anybody who doesn't know. This is his football card, which Mark Plummer, bless his heart, he passed away last year with Andreas, right around the same, I think within the same month. But anyway, he sent me that football card. I didn't even know my dad had football cards, and he sent them to me. So that was very cool. Arkansas Flamingo. Wow, that sounds cool. Hello, about to drift off. Have a great chat. Will you two come back tomorrow and listen and comment? And hey, Paul of Scotland, hugs from Scotland. Oh, that's so nice. Silva. Hi, Tori. Happy I caught it alive. Yeah. I'm trying to find out. Wise Beard Man. That is correct. That's his nickname. I'm trying to find out. Now my necklace just got caught in something on this blouse. Oh, geez. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, Mark Bunker is known as Wise Beard Man. That was given to him by Anonymous. They started calling him that because he was very wise. And that's the thing I'm going to do it with him and we'll talk about it because it's fun. It's a good story. But tonight, and I don't even think he's here yet, Justice, he sent me a little note and asked me to talk about, I'm curious what Dianetics does to people that they are willing to start Scientology. So that's the topic for tonight. How do you go from Dianetics to Scientology? Hey, Lapisha. Hi. Thank you. I talked to you too. Yeah, that was good. Hi, Sieglin. And Tony. All right. Hello. And Silva. So it's good to have all you guys here. I'm kind of ticked off that this thing got caught. I do this endlessly. I get like little things caught. I mean, anyway, I'll just have to hope it comes undone because I can tell I can't do it. All right, let me see. Okay, Bronzy, hi. Hey. All right, so anyway, I was hoping that Justice would come on. Justice to you. Hi, JB808. I'm not getting my notifications anymore. Hope you've been well. Of course I've been well. Yeah. Why aren't you getting your notifications? That's odd. Maybe ask them. Ask YouTube what's happening that you're not getting your notifications. Are you getting them for other people but just not me? Oh, look, it came undone. I told you. See? I knew it. If I just leave it alone, it'll come undone. If I keep fiddling with it, it won't. It's really weird. Same thing about losing something. I lost a big thing yesterday and I was kind of freaked out about it. And then I just remembered my policy is to just get away from it, calm down, know that you're going to find it, and then go back and find it. And that's exactly what happened. I found it. I'm worried about that JB808. I don't know what that is, why you're not getting notifications. And I'm not quite sure how to ask them, but there must be a way where you can. And just make sure that you're still subscribed. Okay, now wait a second. Somebody came on. Maybe if you turn the notification bell off and turn it back on again. That's a good idea. Sometimes unsubscribe, then subscribe again. Wow, that's good. That's a good idea, both of those. Good. Yeah, I know Mark told me that that's been happening with him, where people are just unsubscribed, and neither of us are sure why, because they don't really tell you why. Okay, here's JB808. I turned my notifications off while hanging out with my family who's visiting. Oh, nice. Even after I turned it back on, I'm still not getting any. I just refreshed my YouTube page and just randomly saw you live. Well, I'm glad you caught me. I'm now have a schedule. I'm going to see how this works with you all, and you got to let me know if it works or not. Love It thinks it'd be better to do 9. I was going to do 8 o'clock Monday and Wednesday, and then 10:30's Midnight with Magoo on Friday, and then Sunday is a Q&A at I forget what time we decided for the Sunday one, but I think it might be, I think Midnight with Magoo is at 11 on Friday, 30 is on Sunday for try that. Thank you all. Okay, good. Paul of Scotland, I came by often to the Scientology building in Southbridge in Edinburgh. Every time they tried to leaflet and block even a bit of the sidewalk, I called the council and complained. They then send the police. Wow, well, good for you. Good for you, Paul. Cult of Scientology, Tori, do you have a P.O. box? We can send little things to you. You can via Jessica Palmadessa. She has a P.O. box. And she said, just use that, for now. Because I don't yet. But other people have sent stuff to her and she gets it. She gives it to me. She's really good at that. See how tiny my eyes are? That's like my dad. So that's why I call him Magoo. So that's it. Okay, thanks. Yeah, Jessica Palmadessa. And she has a P.O. box right at the top, and you can just send it to her and just say, for Tori. All right. If you stay chronically online on YouTube, you won't need notifications. Hashtag life hack. That's good. That's good. Good to know. And now you know my schedule, and you guys let me know if that works, if 8 is better or 9. Jessica Love It kind of thinks the 9 o'clock would be better for her. And I have to find out from Sophie if that's good, which one's better for her too. And then you guys let me know whether it's 8 or 9 or if it matters. If it doesn't matter, then that's that. But anyway, I think either way is better than midnight, even though midnight is fun. And that's why I'm doing it on Friday night, because Friday night, it's Friday night. We can stay up late. But the other way, I was just staying up too late and sleeping half the day. It was just too much. All right, now let's see. Do you happen to like macadamia nuts? Yes, I love macadamia nuts. I can ship some, from Hawaii, but I'm sure they're available everywhere. Oh, yeah. No, just ship them from here. Buy them somewhere here, because then you don't have to pay for all the shipping. You know what I mean? Like, you can probably buy them in Burbank at Whole Foods, or not Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or something like that, or even Ralph's. And then just have them ship it here, and that's a couple blocks away. Let's see, Palmadessa, that's right. Larry, thank you. Kate, never in Aaron. Oh, Katie Light, hi. Hey, thank you for mentioning that. That's really good about staying online. That's a good tip. Aaron, good to see you. And Jessica, LOL. I know. She's a good girl. I talked to her mom today. She's a riot. We still have an old time movie theater that plays Mr. Magoo cartoons before the movie starts. I love that. Oh, that is fun, One Love. I love that. That's really fun. We used to have when we were little kids, because remember I'm 77, so many, many years ago, we'd go to the theater in Park Ridge, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. And they would always play these. That's when we'd see the news. They didn't have news on TV, or maybe they did, but we didn't see it as kids. So we would see it in the theater, and they would always show the atomic bomb blowing up. And then in school, we had to duck underneath these little wooden tables. And I remember, I think it was 4 or 5 or maybe 6, but I remember thinking, honestly, an atomic bomb is gonna go off, and these little wooden desks are gonna help us. It just seemed very weird. And it was interesting that I could think that at that time. Okay, we all still have done old time movie theaters. No, wait. We still all have old time movies. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, that's cool, One Love. Mr. Magoo, that's right. Was it the Pickwick Theater? That's right, Bridge. It was. How did you know that? Are you from Park Ridge also? Oh my God. I love that. Yeah, I think it's still there. I think someone told me it's still there. Hey, Tori and Chad. Hi, Connie B. I love Mr. Magoo. I know. I did too. And my dad was on NBC broadcasting for football in the 60s with Kurt Gowdy. And he was funny. And everybody would tell me, your dad is really funny. And he had little tiny eyes. And so to me, he looked like Mr. Magoo, so I called him Magoo. Okay. Pick a color: blood red, burgundy, emerald green, royal blue, or royal purple. Royal purple for me. I'll take it. I lived off Cumberland. Oh my God, me too. Ashland and Cumberland, I think. I think Cumberland's very familiar. We lived on Ashland Avenue originally, and then we moved to Lincoln, which was not far from South Park. And they used to freeze South Park every winter, and we would skate there all winter long. And sometimes if we had big snows and big ice, we could skate. We could put on our skates and skate from our house right to South Park on the streets. It was really fun. Royal purple, I agree. No way, that's awesome. I know, it's really fun. Blue emerald, ooh. That's fun, Bridge. I didn't know that you lived in Park Ridge. You still live there? Oh, you lived. Okay, so you used to. Yeah. That was a good time. It really was. I had Hillary Clinton was in my class council. It was a wild time. It really was. Evening, Tori. Hi, Sophie. Perfect timing. I just got home. Oh, good. Okay. And it's 8:15. Yeah, I just saw Love It yesterday. That was fun. We had a great time. She's so helpful. So she said for her, she thinks 9 o'clock would be better than 8, and maybe better for you too. So what do you think? Do you think 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock? And then everyone else has to let me know if 9 o'clock's okay. What do you think? Moved out of Chicago to Glenview. Okay, 1986, but that's not too far. Glenview, right? Sophie, hello, good to see you. Yeah, it's always good to see Sophie. I Hi, Tori, Sophie, and everybody. Power lies to, that's another great one. Power lies to paralyze. Another great nickname. Okay, now what did you say, Sophie? Ooh, okay. Never and Aaron. Hi there, Larry L. Good evening. Okay, and JB808, I quote unquote love it when I hear that you get together with your mods. No pun intended. I know I really, if I would get together all the time with Sophie if I could. She's in New Zealand and I'm here. But but luckily Love It comes into LA and I get to see her and she's a dream. Both of them are. I mean, I had so much fun with Sophie. It was a riot. It was like we knew each other forever. You know what I mean? It was the first time we met. It was just like, we clicked right away. Hey, Rib Dog, hi, welcome. All right, okay. All right, good. 8 o'clock is 6 o'clock for those of us on the East Coast. Okay. So 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock, either way is fine with me. Okay, so then Love It. Sophie, it's down to you because Love It said 9 would be better, and that 8 o'clock is 6, so 9 o'clock would be 7, right? Right? Am I right? For you guys, would that be okay? 7? No, that's not right. It'd be 5. No, that's not right either. I don't know. I'm bad at that. You tell me what time it would be if it's 9. Hey, Rib Dog. Hello, Tori and everyone. Hey, Sharana. Hi. Bronzy. Tori, have you written an autobiography? Not yet, but my brother, I told you, has been traveling around the world his entire life. I mean, just literally partying and having a good time. I mean, he's never, he works on and off when he needs to, but he's an amazing guy and he has an amazing story. And I keep saying, you got to write a book. And he's like me. I'm not a writer. My oldest brother is a writer. He's written, I think, 10 books now that are up on Amazon. So he's an author, but David and I are not. And David is a lot like me. We're 4 years younger than our oldest brother. David's 3 years, but I'm 4 years because I'm the baby. But anyway, what happened to him is he started using Chat GPT and it's working. He said it's amazing. You just speak into the microphone, they edit and put it together, and then you've got a story. So I might do it. I really might. Please keep reminding me. Rest in Brett RP. Great choice. Wait, I would hang out with Tori every day if I wasn't so far away. I know. I'm the same. Who's RP? Rib guy? You thinking of that? What's the choice? I meant 5 o'clock East Coast time. Okay, so would that be okay? You are a phenomenal person, Tori. The world is better because of you. Aw, that's so nice to say. Thank you, Paul of Scotland. I appreciate that. Katie Light, it's 11:15 p.m. at the moment on the East Coast. Okay, so would another hour hurt for you, Katie Lang, if it was an hour later? The opposite, it's 9 p.m. on the West Coast, so it's midnight. Oh, it goes the other way. You think I know that, having grown up in Chicago, but I always say I'm bad with numbers and names. Forget it, both of them. And I always say to people, don't take it personally. I won't remember your name. I had these people move in next door. This is a true story, and you've probably heard it, most of you, but it was a whole big family of people with the parents and 3 kids and all this stuff. And I thought, oh, dear God, and they were all Armenian. And I thought, I'm never going to remember all their names and they won't remember mine. So I said, you know what? Let's just call each other neighbor. And that was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I still drive by them and they're like, hey, neighbor, how are you? It really worked for all of us. It was really funny. All right. Now let me see. Wait. Dot. I would hang out. Okay, all right. Tori, have you written out? Okay. RP, great choice. I don't know what RP is. RP. No, I don't know. Hi, Rib Dog. I'm glad you came by. We had a good talk the other night. That was fun. Okay, Bronzy. Tori, have you written? Okay, we already said that. Okay, there's that. Okay, 5 o'clock. Well, you guys let me know. Thank you, Paul. All right, Katie Light. It's 11:15 at the moment on the East Coast. Okay, so it was 8:15 and it's 8:15. So 8:15, 9:15, 10:15. That's what I thought. So it's 3 hours later. Yeah, that's right. I was getting it mixed up. Okay. And Sharona, the opposite. If it's 9 p.m. on the West Coast, it's 10 midnight on the East Coast. Yeah. So what do you think? Is that too late? Sharona? Tori, whatever time works best for you. It's only 4:15 p.m. here. Wow. So it's afternoon. So you just picked up the kids. That's my guess. Sieglin. Sharona, you're correct. I don't know what's wrong with my brain at the moment. I hear you on that one. Me neither. Broadly, I would love to read your story. Yeah, okay. I should get on it. I really should. I have to kind of outline it a little bit, so I have kind of an outline. Um, Sharona, no worries. It happens to me all the time. Thank you. Larry, Tori, write the book. Okay. All right. I think you're right. I think you're right. Cult of Scientology. Sorry, RP. Royal Purple. Okay. Why are you saying sorry? RP Royal Purple. Why is that sorry? Sounds good to me. Royal Purple. See, I'm a purple girl. See? Royal Purple. There you go. See? And that's a special purple that my hairdresser makes up for me. Just for me. And that started when I turned 70. And I thought, it is entirely too weird to be 70. I have to do something completely weird. And I really only meant to keep it in for like a week, or maybe a month as a joke. And I thought people would be mad saying, you're too old to have purple in your hair. And it's ended up, because a lot of times I have it like this, so you don't really see it a whole lot. It'll be behind my ears. And then one of the kids in the store will go, Mom, look, she has purple in her hair. It's so cute. I mean, people of all different ages, men and women, both alike, they like the color. It worked. It was so much fun. I just decided I'm going to keep it. It makes it fun. And it's fun to tell people I'm 70, when I was 70, I was 70 and that's why I put it in. Now I'm 77 and people are like, wow, I just went to the bank and the guy was like, man, you look great for 77. And I said, thank you. I thought he did too. I said, how old are you? And I thought, he's probably 21 or something. And he was like 35 or 40 or something. It was like, wow, you look good too. It happens to me all the time. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. I don't get why you say sorry, though, Cult of Scientology. Support you streamers. Everything helps. Thank you, Rib Dog. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to do something else because I did get it monetized. So people could do like, oh, look, someone became a member, right? Did someone? Power lies to paralyze. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. That's cool. I didn't even see that. Thank you, PTP. That is really cool. Okay, one love. 51000. I mean, I see where people are fighting, then people chip in money, but I don't want to do that. That just seems so like, ugh, I don't want to do it. So you guys let me know. But thank you, Rib Dog, for mentioning that. I really appreciate it. Sophie, you are today March 26 or tomorrow March 27? That is a good question. Okay, what is it? Rib Dog. Oh, that's One Love. Which one is it? I think, now let me think. Wait, today? Because I know you're like 8 hours ahead of us, I think, or 9. So it's got to be tomorrow already because it's past mid. Because if it's 4, it's got to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it might be just turning into tomorrow for her, I think. You let us know, Sophie. Me, I'm a night owl, no problem. Okay, good, Katie Light. So that's good. So far, I think, let me see, Lapisha, I've been watching your early streams. Just from watching your early streams, I can see you have a neighbor. Yep, I have a few neighbors. I do. One Love. You might be seeing my roommate though, John, who lived here for a long time. He lived here for 7 years, and he passed away here. But he was a wonderful roommate. Really fun. We had a great time together. It was funny because he left Scientology, and his wife was my best friend. She stayed in, just like my husband stayed in. But I wanted to see what happened to John. So I'd say to Vicky, we'd be driving along, and I'd say, let's go see John. I want to find out what happened. No, we can't talk to him. No, we can't talk to him. So I finally got my auditor, Bill Yachty, and I said, look, let's go out and find out what happened with John Dries, because we should know. So he said, okay. So we went out there, and John said, look, I've been depressed my entire life. I joined Scientology because I was depressed, and you guys never did anything. So I left. And so Bill said, well, I'm going to check your folders. And he came back and he said, there's no mention of depression in your folders. And I said, you know what, Bill, that's pathetic. In Scientology, you can't say the word depression. It's like it's so looked down on because it's a psych term. You know what I mean? So he probably said it in 8,000 ways, but he didn't actually use that term. Anyway, they ended up declaring him something, they didn't declare him SP, but they declared him PTS something, so he could still stay in touch with his son, who ended up killing himself anyway. So that's part of a lot of the parents, and just if there's any parents listening, if you have one person in and one parent out, that's my thing. It's like, don't do that. I mean, don't get on your kid and be like, how great it is, how bad it is, how great it is, how bad it is, because it's like a rubber band, and I think they just get pulled too far, and that's it. So for me, it was like, we're not going to do that. I'm leaving. If you want to stay, you stay, and we both are going to stay in touch with our son, and we did for a long, long time. So that was good. That's why you always see me in the pictures with Justin, because we get together every 2 weeks for dinner. All right. Okay, so well, that's good, Lapisha. You saw my neighbor. I wonder if it was John. Maybe you could use some of your previous streams and video to write most of it. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not like I don't have the story. I have the stories. It's just getting it whittled into a book. You know what I mean? Instead of, you guys here, I mean, I have stuff all over the place. I have tons of, 30 years is a long time. Lapisha, watching your early streams, I can tell your biography would be great. Thank you. Rib Dog, it was wonderful talking with you. You always see things I don't. Oh, I know. That's what's good about friends. It's like you do see things. Another person can see things that you might not see. I'm glad that helped. Good. Thank you. I appreciate that. JB808. Yeah, I'd say whatever time works best for you too and gets you the most engagement. If it doesn't align with my schedule, I'll certainly watch the replay. Aw, that's nice. Well, what would 9 o'clock be for you, JB808? I remember it's way earlier than it is here. So if it was 9, I think it'd be like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I think it's 4 in the afternoon. Am I right? If it was 9? Tori, awesome. Awesome E? Ooh, I love royal purple. I know, me too. Aw, yes, Rivka. I agree. Tori is great. Thank you. Thank you, Lapisha. I'm a night owl too, as long as it's not midnight West Coast time. I should be fine over here on the East Coast. Okay, good. Looks great, Tori. Thank you. Oh, look, here's Power to Paralyze. There you go. That now I can star it, I think. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Welcome for being a new member. Power lies to paralyze. I love that. That is a good nickname. You should send that around. That is really good. I love the Tory special purple hair color. I know. It's pretty popular. It really is. It's amazing. I should have known purple hair. And if you looked at my shoes, I have purple shoelaces. And like next month I'll have purple nails. So I'm kind of a purple girl. I am. I have a purple watch. This is like a lilac, but I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how to do this. Here, let's see. I'll go that way. But it's a light purple. Anyway, I have more purple than you can imagine. You should have known, Cult of Scientology. It's special like you. Oh, thank you, Finnish Stupper. Interesting. I just love the purple and the placing of it. It's fun and it looks fantastic on you. Thank you, Sharona. That's my hairdresser. He thought of that. I was just going to do a little streak on one side, which this one lady out at the Aero Theater, who was a volunteer and an older woman, had short white hair and just a little sprig of purple. And every time I see her, I'd say, I love your hair. So then I turned 70 and I said, okay, I have to do something. I can't just stay. I want to put some purple in my hair. And I said, can I just put a little streak? And that's when he came up with this idea of it's just going to kiss your cheeks. He said, I'm just going to put it right. See, it's really just right here. See, like back here, it's just blonde, but it's just right on the, it kisses my cheeks. There you go. And I always screw it up because I put it up, which he doesn't really like. And I understand that. But for me, my hair's really thick. I have like 3 heads of hair. So for me to have it all like that, it's too heavy. I love the Tory special purple hair. Okay, thank you. LOL, I should have known. Cult of Scientology. Thank you, guys. Okay. Now, Sophie says, power lies to paralyze. Yay. Thanks for joining and supporting Tori. Yeah, thank you. That's really cool. All right, my favorite color evolved from green to blue and now burnt orange. Ooh, that's kind of fun. And you do look great for 77 years. I feel great. I really do. All right, now Katie Light, my mother is full white hair and she wanted color, but she was not sure being 75. And I laughed at her and showed her how beautiful you are. Oh, yeah, tell your mom, get some purple. or, whatever color she likes, but the thing is that this is my thing, because I've had men stop in their cars and they're like, oh, I love the color of your hair. And I think what it is because it is just a little bit. It's not like so many people do their whole head, and that's too much. It's just too much. And I don't think people like it. I don't. All right. So think power to paralyze, to power lies to paralyze. That is so good. All right, now look at this. Thank you. Wow. Love you, Tori. Sophie. Ah, wow, that was sweet of you. Thank you, Sophie. You are such a supportive person. I really appreciate it. Rib dog. He's smiling. Larry L. Awesome. Power lies. Oh, snap. We said the same thing. Remember, did you guys have that when you were little kids? Jinx, you owe me a Coke. If you say the same thing, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. And we used to hold each other to it. Hey, you owe me a Coke. Come on, let's go. We had all kinds of stuff when we were kids. It was so goofy. I think about it now. I go, God, we had a great childhood. We really did. Thank God there weren't cell phones. I can't say it enough. I mean, thank God there weren't cell phones, because I see kids now and they don't have a life. They don't talk. They don't talk on the phone. That's why Rib Dog, I really appreciate it. He called me up, or I called you. I can't remember which one of us called each other. But anyway, we talked on the phone, and once we started talking, it was like we had a whole bunch of stuff to say. And it's like, I love talking to people on the phone. My husband used to say, you were born with the phone in your ear. Because I do have a little picture of me sitting. My mom had a little special desk for the phone. And she has a picture of me at like 2, and I'm sitting there holding the phone. I always say that to parents because, they get on the phone and then the kids start crying. And I always say, put them on the phone. It doesn't matter what age they are. And I'll start talking to them and they calm down. Same with their dogs. The same thing will happen. Their dogs will start barking and I'll say, put them on the phone. And I'll be like, wah! And they're like, wait a minute, who's this? Oh, bless John. Larry L. said, I hate Scientology. We hear that. Stopping by to hit the like and share some. Oh, that's nice, Lori. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your mom was in Scientology. Yeah, that's rough. I'm sorry about that, but at least you weren't. So that's good. It is a cult. You're right on that. I love that. Katie, I love that. Hope your mom does something she loves with her hair. At her age, she's allowed to do whatever she wants. The only thing I'll say is, it's worth it to go to a hairdresser because they know how to do it and make it look really pretty. People all the time ask me, do you do it? And I go, hell no. I have blonde hair. Blonde hair, if you do it wrong, it turns yellow. And I did that once. And I was like, mm-mm. And I didn't even do it. It was a hairdresser, but they were kind of crummy. And they kept saying, no, it's not yellow. It's fine. And I said, it's yellow. And no, it isn't. It isn't. And so I left and I asked my son, and it was kind of in the dark in the house. And he said, no, I don't think it's yellow. And so I finally thought, I'm going to go to Save On, which is a thing that I don't even think it's open anymore. But I went there at midnight and I found an African-American lady. I knew she'd tell me the truth. And I said, look, I want you to look at my hair and I want you to tell me the truth. And she said, okay. And I said, all right, what color is it? And she said, your hair is yellow, honey. We both laughed. That's how I met Joe. That was it. Because I had to find someone to get the yellow out and fix it. And that's how I met Joe. That was it. Because a whole bunch of people said, I'm not touching it. No. I went to a whole bunch of different hairdressers. And I finally met Joe. And he goes, yeah, I can fix it. And he did. And for a long time, I just kept it blonde. And then when I turned 70, I said, okay, I got to put something in it. And plus, I love that lady that had the little sprig in her hair. It was really funny. We're still friends now. even though the Egyptian closed. And the Egyptian and the Arrow were sister things, but Netflix bought the Egyptian. Okay, Sophie says, Katie, I love that. Oh, yeah, about your mom. And Rib Dog says she gets Cash App instantly for those that want to send donations about YouTube taking 30%. You know what's actually better for me is PayPal. Now, I don't know if PayPal takes money, but I can't figure out how to ever thank someone for Cash App because it doesn't have a thing. And I've called them and they say, no, we don't have anything for that. But PayPal does. It has a little thing where you can send a message to you saying, thank you for sending that. And thank you, Rib Dog, because you have sent me some money and I don't think I've been able to thank you. So I'm thanking you right now. Thank you. Because it really meant a lot to me when you did it. It was like, oh my God. It's very special. It really is. It means a lot. Absolutely, Sophie. All right, Larry, I'm sorry about your mom. Oh, because she was in the cult. Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one, Larry. But at least you have us who understand. I lost a good friend in Toronto when her mom took her to Clearwater. Oh, God. I know it's tricky. That's why I talk to people all the time because you never know. They're still snagging them in. Not much, but it's any is too many. That's what got me to speak out. Hi, Heart Healer 44. Hi, how are you? Here she is. This is my 44. There you go, Mr. Magoo. And that's the neat thing though about if you do lose someone, like I have 44 in my email. So it's ToriCrispin44@gmail.com. My YouTube site is Tori Magoo 44. So every time I say it, I think of my dad. It's sort of like he's very close to me. Whereas if you just lose them and let them go and you don't do anything in honor of them, then they're gone. And it is kind of a bummer. It is, but he's not. He's very close to me. And that's how I wanted it. So that's good. Hi, Heart Healer 44. JB808, it's 5:31 p.m. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was right. It's earlier. Wait, yeah, p.m. No, wait a minute. 5:31 p.m. So we're 3 hours ahead? I don't think so. Maybe it's 8:43 here. We used to, when I worked at a company, we had to call Hawaii, and we would get in at 8 a.m. and we had to call them right away because it was 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I think it was 4 a.m. when it was 8 o'clock our time, I think. But now you're making it sound like it's different. It's 8 there right now, so you're 3 hours ahead. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So it'd be 3 hours ahead. I think it's 4 hours. I think you're actually 4 hours. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11. No, wait. You're 8:30 p.m. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, it's 4 hours. Yeah, it's 4 hours. Because I think, I don't know. Ask somebody else. I'm bad at that. Ask Google. They'll know. Ask Google what time it is from Hawaii to, what's the difference in the time zone from LA? Okay, I'm going to ask him right now. Just a second. Google is my lifesaver. That's one thing because Google does know everything. I mean, I think how did we live without it? How many hours difference is it between Hawaii and Los Angeles?
Los Angeles, California is 3 hours ahead of Hawaii.
3 hours. You're right. I thought it was more than that. It might have been because it was early in the morning and it's 3 hours ahead. God, I thought you were the earlier ahead. So 3 hours behind. Okay, now here it says Hawaii time 3 hours behind LA, United States time. So it's here it says it's behind. So see? Wait. Can you see it? So it says if it's 5:45 in Hawaii time PM, it's 8:45 here. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 3 hours, difference. Start my 90-day free trial of what? You knuckleheads? No, I won't. Yeah, I never do free trials. Okay, so hi, Maz. Thank you for coming. We're figuring out Hawaii and LA time and the difference. And we just found out from Google it's 3 hours difference. There you go. All right, now, Sophie, hang on. Links to support Tori if you don't want YouTube taking a cut. Okay, cool. There you go. You wear purple well. Thank you, Lori. I love it. It's a really favorite color of mine. It's funny because I thought back to when we moved from Park Ridge to Lake Forest. My mom said, we're going to build our dream house and you're going to have a bathroom for yourself. And because in our Park Ridge house, it was my brothers and I upstairs and we all shared one bathroom. So as I got older, I think they thought, okay, she's got to have her own bathroom. So they built their dream house. And she said, you can pick whatever wallpaper you want. And it was so corny. I can't believe I picked it, but it was like these big purple flowers. So I loved purple way back then. This was in high school. And I had these big purple flowers. And I remember later going, what was I thinking? Anyway, it was funny. But thank you. Nice, says Larry L. Sieglin. W. Power Lies. I think she's clapping. Okay, Sophie. Now I'm singing Purple Rain. Don't get us started, or I'm going to start you on you know what. When I got stuck in It's a Small World After All. I'm not going to sing it because you'll never get it out of your head. It's awful. We were stuck in that for 2 hours. They would not let us out. And finally, after 2 hours, they go, all right, ladies and gentlemen, they turned on the lights, because you've got these flowers coming at you for 2 hours. You can imagine. It was just like, this is a nightmare. And then they turn on the lights and they go, ladies and gentlemen, just step out of the boat. And there's a walkway right next to it. You're in water, but in a boat. But there's a little walkway and you just step out and walk out. Why they didn't do it 2 hours earlier, who knows? Yeah, it's good to see you, Heart Healer. True. Rib Dog and Sophie, thanks for the reminder. Sometimes I forget about other ways to show some. Nice, JB808 and Rib Dog and Sophie. Yeah, thank you. Lapisha, Power Lies to Paralyze, has a channel by the same name. It's great. I think you would enjoy it. Okay, good. I will write it down. Okay, wait, I got to get my pen. Power to Paralyze. It isn't Power to Paralyze. What is it? Power Lies to Paralyze. I will. Thank you for telling me that. It helps me when people tell me they have a site they like. That's good. Because, there's a lot on the internet. But thank you, Lapisha. More cheek kisses. Sieglin, you cutie. All right, Sophie says, better to have thick hair than thin. Oh, I'm happy to have it. I am not ever complaining about my hair. It's just I have to wear it so that I have some space and I don't eat my hair because I go to eat something and my hair always gets in my face if I have it all the way my hairdresser wants me to wear it. But he's cool. He understands and he cuts it the way he does so I can keep it. Like I just washed it and this is it. This is my hair. I mean, I didn't get it done or anything. But that's because he knows I can't blow dry it because I have a bad shoulder, and so I can't do it in it. And he knows how long it takes to blow dry my hair. So he said, no, I'm just going to cut it so that it's really easy for you. And it is. It's really great. It's good to find people like that help you. Heart Healer 44. Good to see you as well, Sophie. Oh, nice. Apisha, they changed their name to Breaking Scientology, and I agree. Brilliant information. Now wait a minute. They changed their name. They being powerless to paralyze? Is it instead Breaking Scientology? Okay. Breaking Scientology. Okay. I don't know who they is, Sophie. Here's the link to the Power Channel. Okay, good. Can you send me that? Thank you. I appreciate it when you do that. Cult of Scientology. That reminds me, when I was in high school, I had a big purple hairbrush and black tape on the handle. The girls would chase me down to use my brush, and then they would try to sneak off with it. High school is such a weird time, isn't it? It's just endless weirdo stuff. I always say especially to guys, you should write a book because no one would believe the stuff that the boys did at our age when we were kids. I mean, oh my God. I might write a book about my oldest brother because he won't write it. And I'm like, you gotta write it. I mean, it'd be incredible. Robert Sandy Beach, all right. To clear your throat as an actor, I drink so sips of Diet Pepsi. Gets the gunk off your vocal cords. Interesting. I stopped drinking Diet Coke because I was 100 pounds overweight, and Weight Watchers said that's the number one drink we ask people to stop drinking because it's very addictive to wanting more sugar kind of thing. It's very high in sugar. But I might try it for the throat thing, but we'll see. I've kept off 100 pounds for 14 years now, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. But the coughing thing, it's better. You know what? I realized I only cough when I'm making a video. Isn't that weird? And now that I realized it, I'm not coughing as much tonight, right? It's very weird. It's like I don't cough almost all day. So someone wrote me asking me, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I am. And then I started thinking about it, and I thought, I really don't cough at all. Not at all, but I mean, I hardly ever do. Nothing like when I'm making a video. Now, Spanky said last night, well, yeah, but you remember when you make a video, you're talking for like an hour. So that also could strain your vocal cords. So anyway, tonight's a good night. I'm good. All right. So, Sophie, if you have never seen it, Prince performed at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Tom Petty, George's son, all right, Steve Winwood, Traffic, and Jeff Lynne, Ello, doing while my guitar. Wow, that sounds interesting. Is that on YouTube? That sounds really good. Gently Weeps. If you have not seen it, Prince will blow you away. Aww. Such a wonderful person and so loved. Forever. On Power Lies to Paralyze. Sent some sweet little things for you, Sophie. Thank you, Sophie, for the link. Yeah, really. And Martha Simmons. Good evening, friends. Here to listen, not chat much. Just had 11 glorious days in the hospital where I got doctoring. Wow, got great doctoring. Good for you. That's a long time to be in the hospital. I'm glad that it was great. That's really good, Martha. Welcome. And Rib Dog, I had to call it quits at midnight. That's right. Midnight's your time. And I ended up calling it on you because we were at 12:15, and I was like, "No, you're over your time. You gotta go." Anyway, Tawny Hoban. Hi, Sophie. Hi, everyone. I was here earlier, then had to take the dogs out. Aw, I wish I could have dogs. I rent a house and they don't want dogs. And I really miss having a dog. I do, or a cat. I used to have Elvis and then Shadow and Whiskers before that, but they were indoor outdoor cats, and Shadow ended up with all these prickly things on him. And the doctor said, "Look, it's going to be like, I think it was like a $3,000 operation." And he said, "There's a really good chance he won't live through it," because he was 25 for a cat. And that wasn't in cat years, that was in real human years. We'd had him for a long time. So, okay, what is this? Something just popped on. Excessive system notification is detected. It's slowing down your PC. Oh. I'm not going to do it now because it'll start some weird thing. So I'll do it later. I'll do it another time. That's better. Anyway, I forgot what I was telling you. Good evening, friends. Oh yeah, about being in the hospital. That's intense. It's really good. Rib Dog, Tawny. Hi, Sophie. Hi, everyone. Oh yeah, about the dogs. That was it. That was it. That's what DOA did help me with that. He helped me realize that I really don't have a huge problem with memory. It's just I need one word and then I'm back. And he's right. That's what whenever I give speeches, I tell people about Scientology taking me off my medicine, having all these seizures, affecting my memory, because my neurologist told me that. He said, "Tori, everyone in this office has bad memory problems. If you have seizures, you have memory problems. But mine is just one word and then I'm back. If everyone's listening, or if someone's listening, like I say in the audience, you don't all have to listen, but just one person has to follow it. Because then if I get off, I'm like a tree on different limbs, and I just need someone to remind me, where was I? And they'll go Lake Forest. And I'm like, okay, boom, and I'm back. Or just like that, with the dogs. So I do wish I could have a dog, and I miss Elvis. But anyway, my vet said, no, you can't have cats anymore. You can't have indoor, outdoor cats. And all my cats, that's why they lived to be 25, I think, because they could go in and out. They were free. You know what I mean? Whereas I don't want to lock a cat inside my house. I know people probably do, but it pains me to see cats looking out the window and, kind of pining away. I couldn't do it. I'd end up letting them out. I know it. But he said they too many of them get eaten up here in Burbank now. So from the coyotes. So he said, "Nah, you can't do it." So I don't have a cat anymore. And I really miss having an animal. I do. Okay, let's see. Glad you're out, Martha. Yeah, really. And healthy. That's good. Woo! Oh, wait a minute. Oh, good. Sieglin said power lies to paralyze. That Sieglin has subscribed to your channel. Looking forward to checking out the content. I'm an ex myself. Okay, good. That's good. That'll be good to have a good connection. Ooh, all right, there we go. Yeah, thank you, Sophie, for the links. All right. Okay. Yeah, JB808 says, I so regret not being able to see Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston live. My goal is to see more concerts this year. That's a good one. That's a good goal. I got to see so many wonderful musicians in Haight-Ashbury in the 60s. It was just like, oh. And then I ran into Gracie Slick, who was with the Jefferson Airplane, which you guys probably have never even heard of, but she was at the Egyptian, and we had a blast talking about it. And she said, God, I told her I got suckered into the cult and escaped out. And she said, wow, you really went full circle. And she had all of her art out there. She's an amazing artist. So it was really fun. Tori, I'm so glad you're earlier in the evening. Okay, good, Heart Healer 44. That's good to know. Good to know. So we'll keep it at that. And is 9 too late or not for you, Heart Healer? Because it's 9 right now. But I think you came on just a little bit before that, so that might be okay. All right. Now, Sophie, Connie B. Oh, I've seen that. That's a brilliant performance and really shows people what a brilliant guitarist he was. He played over 20 instruments, but guitar was his favorite. Aw, sounds like you knew a lot about him. JB, you should have been lucky enough to see a lot of great bands over my lifetime. Oh, I have been lucky enough. Yeah, that's how I feel. Really lucky. I used to walk in and Janis Joplin would be there singing in a bar. It was amazing. It was like before she was really, really big, and I loved her. She was really something else. What a trip. I'm so glad that you're okay earlier. Okay, that's good to know. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, it's good to go see good concerts, and you know, there's still some really good ones that are old timers, but they're really, really good singers and musicians. I loved at the end when he threw his guitar up and it appeared that it nearly came down, that it never came down. Oh, cool. I gotta speak it into existence. I gotta speak it into existence. Okay. And Connie B said, yes. Martha, yes. All right. And Martha Simmons, lovely to see you, my dear. And he said, guys, hold my beer. This is how it's done. I emailed you when I found on the internet to get rid of the circle. Oh, thank you, Lily. That's good. All right, good. Does it look like it's simple? Because I'm like not good at computer stuff. But thank you. That should help. Good. I hope I don't disappoint and look forward to your perspective. Oh, power lies to paralyze. You won't it won't be a disappointment. Anybody that thought up that name, you can't be a disappointment. Period. If you're a disappointment, that's their problem, not yours. That's the way I feel. Hey, Martha, thank you for all your hearts. We're happy you're here. All right. YouTube gets their cut. Yep. That's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Katie Light, my mother was a blonde, but the hairdresser before her wedding messed it up and she had orange hair. She was so mad. Yeah, sure. That would do it. Yeah, I know. I was too. But I was really happy that that one lady said to me, "Honey, your hair is yellow." Yeah. Power lies to paralyze. I subscribe to your channel. I will too. As soon as we're done, I will too. I'm going to go there. All right. So Sophie says something about Prince really showed his respect to George Harrison as it's a love song to the guitar. I thought he really showed a real tribute to a brilliant musician. That's really nice, Sophie. It really is. Oh no, Kate, what a time to mess someone's hair up. Yeah, really, right before a wedding? JB Rib Dog. Yes, yes, Sophie, beautiful picture. I explained why I have to send it that way and use this account. I didn't see the picture. What is it? I explained why I had to send it that way and use this account. You know that other account that you said to get unblocked? Lovett said it's not blocked. It's not. So I've got to figure out how to look into it because Gucci will be able to help me. She helped me before for you. So I forgot. I talked to her today, but I forgot about that. So I will get on it. I will. If you can disappoint, power as if you can disappoint. That's what I mean. Your content might be comforting at times, but the truth is the truth, and people need that. Yeah. Oh, confronting. It might be confronting at times. Okay. Thank you, Lapisha. Thank you very much. Yeah. I use PayPal. Good. Yeah, I like PayPal. I can be free, friends and family, or sender pays a 3% fee for the transfer. Okay, YT Watcher. Hi, Tori. Early night for you. Joining from Wise Beard Man's channel. Hey, hi. Yeah, I have a new schedule. I'm doing Monday and Wednesday, either 8 or 9. I'm trying to figure out which is better for everybody, 8 or 9. But it's going to be 8 or 9 Monday and Wednesday. Friday night's going to be Midnight with Magoo, and then Sunday is 10:30, and that's a Q&A. So there you go. So at least you can kind of know my schedule now. What buzzes me out is all the different time zones. Yeah, we are all here now. I know time is a construct. Yep, I know, it's kind of amazing, isn't it? Sometimes they're 3 hours, sometimes they're 2 hours behind. And One Love says she agrees. I don't know if One Love is a she or a he, but anyway. Depends on daylight savings. Oh, that's another one, Marie. That's true. Do you have daylight savings in New Zealand? I don't think you do, right? Okay. Sheesh. I can't believe I'm giving Scientology credit that they had the consideration that my job didn't. My old job would make me get on conference calls at 3 in the morning. Wow. Yeah, that's a bummer. They had they had to like you. Google University. Okay. Yes. Be here now. All right, Martha. All right. And Good SP. Hello, Tori Magoo 44. Great to see you this early. I know. It's good to see you too. Thank you. And then Jen is, I think daylight savings time makes a difference. Oh, yeah. I do too. I mean, it's so much brighter here, so much earlier. It's amazing. I think daylight savings time makes a difference. And Sophie says, only 3 hours ahead in Hawaii. Right, right. When it's daylight savings and you move your clocks up, P.S., it's 4 hours ahead. There you go. That's probably what it was at my work because it was in the summertime. Yeah, so that was probably it. Because it was 4 hours difference. That's it. Thank you. Because I was trying to think, I thought sure it was 4 hours. Yeah. Because I remember it was big because we'd come in, they'd be like, call Hawaii. I was their top salesperson. I was a top source in there, and also I sold a bunch of places, but one of them was security when it first came out. And I was truly, I'm not kidding. I was like Lucille Ball selling security. It was ridiculous. I mean, I was there with all these, they were all men, they were all engineers. They knew a lot about security. And this is before they had the $39.95 security once a month, that whole thing. You had to buy the whole package, and it was $5,000. And it was a 1 week training. And, so I did the training and remembered what I could, but it was like, oy vey. So I get all dressed up and I go into the first place. Do you want to hear this story? Because it's funny. It is. Unless I told it. I can't remember if I already told you it or not. When it's daylight savings. So tell me if you want to hear it. Martha Simmons, yes. Okay, Y2 watcher. Per my search engine, Hawaii does not participate in daylight savings. Ooh, so that will shift the difference by an hour. Interesting. Okay. I'm way behind. Indiana is 3 hours ahead of you. Hawaii, I would think, is 3 hours behind you. Rib dog. This reminds me of trying to explain the internet to my GMA. Just making me smile. I know. I'm like, I always say, just explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. I love Philadelphia. If you ever saw that movie, he's an attorney, Denzel Washington, but he says, just explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old, because it's too complicated. But what happens when we go standard time and daylight savings time? Oh, let's go there. No. Let's just stay with what we're at right now. JB808, Y2 watcher. Yep. No daylight savings in Hawaii. Okay. Hi, but you have so much sun there, you don't probably need it. Hi, Tori and Chad. Hi, June. How are you? And Kelly BC. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you for coming by, you guys. Katie Light, time is only justice in the world, is the only justice in the world. From the rich to the poor, or the young to the older, we all have 24 days. You can buy any, you can't give any. So use it wisely and choose your battles. Bingo. Good one, Katie Light. Really good one. So true. And you know what? Time marches on. It does. I have written for 24 years. Life rolls on. Don't miss it. Because too many people miss every day. They're worried about yesterday, or they're worried about tomorrow. And so they miss today. So you gotta take the day and do it. You know what I mean? Like, be here. June, it's hi here. Hi there. Okay. I have had Petticoat Junction stuck in my head, and I have not heard that for years. Must have heard the tune similar or something. I always have a song stuck in my head. I don't. I can't stand that. It drives me nuts. Oh, geez, Martha says, getting stuck in a small world for 2 hours. Thank you for acknowledging that. I know nobody ever says anything, and I'm like, can you imagine 2 hours with "It's a small world after all, it's a small world after all"? It's the same song over and over for 2 hours with these giant flowers coming at you. It just was like, it's cute when you go through it the first time, but 2 hours later, oy vey, it was truly what Scientology would call an engram. Moment of pain and unconsciousness. We were going crazy. Okay, so thank you. One love. Yeah, I was. It sounds maddening. It wasn't very maddening. That sounds horrible, being stuck on that ride and that song on a loop. It sounds like, I know, it was like a torture thing. That's exactly right, Sophie. That's exactly right. It was like torture. My bangs are all too long now. I got to get them trimmed. Anyway, it was exactly what happened. Oh, and then it was in your head forever because we listened to it for 2 hours. Breaking Scientology is my Scientology content. Okay, so power lies to paralyze. Breaking Scientology is my Scientology content. Okay, I don't know what that means. That meaning that's what you talk about is Scientology. So you're just saying that's the content of his Breaking Scientology. Okay, and do you have other content other than that? Is that what you're saying? Oh no, sorry, Tori. The name of the channel has changed. Ooh, it has changed. So is it Power Lies to Paralyze, or is it Breaking Scientology? Or are you talking about a different thing, Lapisha? Fill me in. Hi, everyone. Hi, Bart. Oh, Barbie. MD, I think it's MO4? MO4. All right. Hi, thanks for coming by. And June says hi to Sophie. Tori is nicer than me. I'd be kicking up a fuss and probably try to escape. I'm not. No, I'm not. It's just one of those where we, it was what it was. I know what you mean. Believe me, I have done so many, many weird things. You wouldn't even believe it. Some of the stuff that I've done. JB808. Yeah, I would hate to work on that ride. I'd have nightmares of that song playing in my sleep. Exactly. Hey, hi, Danny. How are you? Kevin, how much are your haircuts? Of course I tip, and I tip a lot. And no, I'm not going to get into how much they are, but they're expensive. But I only get them once in a while because he knows I'm on a thin budget. So, I just get them once in a while. And then like you can see, it's already growing out. You remember it was like really, really short, kind of almost like a summer cut. It was really weird. Anyway, he cut it pretty short. Okay, Martha, my cancer markers are going down, people. Good. Stage 4 cancer is scary, but I believe it's beatable. Absolutely. Despite what the doctors are saying, fuck them. I'm just doing it. Exactly. Do it. Jesse Prince had stage 4 cancer. He didn't know it because his sisters wouldn't tell him, but he would put pictures up every day on Facebook. And I swear to God, people, and I'm not a big prayer, I'm not, although I do some now because of other people. And so I'll pray for them. But I hadn't in years because of Scientology. And Jesse started putting up his pictures, and people around the world started praying for him and sending good wishes. And, every day he would put up another picture, and no matter how bad he looked, and he looked bad for a while. And it was like, wow, and then people would just pray more. And this is before the days of anybody chipping in any money for him. But at least they were praying for him and sending him wishes and all kinds of stuff. And you know what? He's like, I think 10 years cancer free now. He totally got through it, and you will too. And definitely follow your heart. You know what I mean? Don't follow anybody that's saying, that's going to be the end for you. Okay. And it could be the end for you tonight. You could walk across the street and get killed. That's the way it is. So it's not in the cards for me. I just want to give you that memo. There you go. You just let them know. No, not for me. And you just kind of keep it there. No, that's not happening for me. And they can think you're crazy, whatever. Okay. But after a while, this happened to me. This is a true story. And I have told this before, but I'm going to tell it really quick. But I was going around opening up those phony email things for OSA, and they sent me to Las Vegas. And I found out who's the guy that runs Microsoft? Bill Gates. Bill Gates was in town. And in this huge huge computer group were there, thousands of kids. And so I thought, I want to see Bill Gates. So anyway, I go into the hotel, and by then it's just mobbed. And I get, they say, look, everybody's got to get out and get in line. You can't stay in the hotel. So we all go out, and by the time I get outside, the line is like down to the end of the block and into the next block. I mean, it's like a mile long. And I think, okay, I'm not going to do that. So I get in the front of the line, and I say to the security guy, I said, look, I'm not getting in line. I'm waiting for my husband. He's coming, and I'm supposed to be in with Bill Gates. And he said, okay, we'll just stand here. So now these other kids see, wait a minute, she's in the front of the line now. And so they start trying to do it. And they're like, and he's like, no, she's here waiting for her husband who's going to see Bill Gates. So that's what they're all waiting to see Bill Gates too. But I had said, no, and we're part of the PR team. So it was just a little lie, but it was I just made it up. And so anyway, for an hour, he kept saying, no, she's here. She's here waiting for her husband. And because I kept saying, no, I'm not leaving, and I'm waiting for my husband. That's it. And it's just like you. It's like, no, I'm not dying. I'm different than anybody else on this floor, and I'll be here. That's it. I'm just getting better. That's it. And so finally, the guy says, look, I'm going to have to call the police. And I said, okay, call the police. That's fine. And the police come, and I tell them my story, and they said, okay, well, we're going to have to escort you in. I said, okay, that's fine. So they escort me in front of at least 500, if not 1,000 kids. And they escort me and give me the best seat. And I listen to Bill Gates, but it reminded me of that. It's like you just have to put your foot down, decide what you want, and that's it. And that's what's going to happen, period. Okay, so Danny, hey, Chad, hey, mods. Everybody's saying hi to Danny. All right, I'm so glad to hear that. I think of you often. Yeah, that's good, Martha, really good. I mean, you're better if you were there for 11 days. That's good. Tori Magoo, yes, I'll send you the link. Thank you. JB808, I couldn't do it honestly. That song is creepy anyway. I know, it's very creepy. I could never go in that ride again, ever, never. Go Martha Simmons. That C thing should be scared of you. You're the best. There you go. See, bingo. You got a whole team of us here, so you got support. One love. Martha Simmons, congrats on your good numbers. I too believe everything is possible. Oh, 100%. I'm telling you, Jesse kicked ass on this thing. And he was really not looking good, really. But boy, he looks good now. All right. Sandy, nice to see you. Tori, just need some good quality New Zealand honey for that throat. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Tori, wow. I can't imagine 100 pounds. Yeah, I was big. I would be in a store, and I would walk down an aisle, and I'm not kidding. Stuff would just knock off the sides of, I'd knock off the sides of, it was awful. I mean, when you're that overweight, for thinner people, because they can't even imagine it, it's 10, and Weight Watchers taught me this, it's like carrying 10 10-pound bags of potatoes, or 10 bowling balls, 10-pound bowling balls. So imagine getting up out of a chair, and you're holding 10 10-pound bags of potatoes. I mean, it's intense. You're like an engineer everywhere you go. You have to think, can I go there? Can I get there? Can I sit down? Can I get up? It's like, it's unbelievable. And then losing it was even really great. And my husband was 6'2". And I remember once we were in a store, and I said, hey, I lost 40 pounds. And he goes, oh, good. That's good. And I said, that's good? I said, okay, here's 10 pounds. Here's 20 pounds. Here's 30 pounds. Here's 40 pounds. I put 40 pounds of potatoes in his arms. And I said, you walk around for 10 minutes and come back and tell me what you think. And he came back in like 5 minutes. He said, wow, that's unbelievable. Because it really is. If you're not overweight, it's very hard to imagine what it entails. So anyway, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Lapisha. Hi, Eric. Hello. Hello to you and your mother. Tell her I said hi. Is her name? No, I'm trying to remember. It's not Polly, but it's something nice like that. She has a cool name. Tell me her name again. I told you I'm bad with names, so there you go. Connie. You can find it on YouTube, Tori. Okay, I can find it, meaning what? Connie. What are we talking about? What's it? Hey, Danny. You said, hey, Danny. Go, Martha. What can I find? I don't see you saying that. You can find it? Okay, you help me and tell me what it is. Okay. Yeah, it's good. We're all with you on that, Martha. You can find it on YouTube, Tori. Okay, so Connie, you need to tell me what it is. Martha, sending you a big hug, my friend. Yeah, all of us. Here. A little guy to watch after you. I have him sitting right here for Martha. There you go. And other people can light a candle for her too. That helps. Yes, we can find it on YouTube, Tori. Okay, Connie, I don't know what that is. So you let me know. The Prince video for the Prince video. Okay, type in Prince while my guitar gently weeps rock and roll of fame and it should come up. Okay, cool. I went from a 17.5 CEA cancer marker to 12.8 this last, wait, that's good, right? CT scans don't see growth. A couple of nodes have disappeared. See, there you go. You're already better. Good for you. Thank you, Martha. All right, the Orowitz. Oh, hi. Hello, Tori. I just watched Mark Bunker's live stream, and now you're live streaming. There you go. I was going to ask him if he wanted to do it with me, but I had a feeling he was busy. And he was. All right, so Katie Light, Eric, good to see you. I wanted to make sure that you knew that I was not talking about you in MHM. It's another Eric. Okay, I don't know what MHM is, but that's between you and Eric. So, Eric, let me know what your mom's name is. It starts with a P, I think, or an M. It might be an M, but let me know. The fact that I even remembered either of those is a miracle. I got to get my bangs trimmed. They're too long. Wined and dined. Meryl? Okay, who's Meryl? Wined and dined Meryl. Roan Bertram. I don't know who you're talking about. I only know one Meryl, and I don't think it's the same one. Eric said, I know. All right. Coughing can have a few causes. Post-nasal drip, which I'm working on. Acid reflux, I don't have. Medication side effect, could be that. Dryness, irritation, and a nerve reflex. An ENT provider shared an article with me about chronic coughs. Oh, can you send that to me? Why to Watcher? Could you forward that to me? I'll show you. This is my email in case you forgot it. There. It's my name, Tori Chrisman 44 at gmail.com. And if you could send me that, that would be great because I would really appreciate it. I know my doctor said everybody here in LA, a lot of people are suffering from allergies, and that's causing coughing too. I'm not receiving Mark Bunker's notifications. I missed his live. I usually watch on replay. Yeah, Lapisha, a couple of people said they missed mine too. They're not getting my notifications either. So who knows? I was wondering where you were, Lapisha. Well, here she is. She's here now. All right. Thanks. I was worried. Okay, good. All right, the Orowitz. Hi, Danny. You still here? Pastor Danny. Pastor Danny Croctology. All right. And Kate, I know you were. Lapisha. Hi, Kaylee. Kelly. Hey, Oreo. All right. I am who you say I am. That is a good one. That is another amazing. I am what you say I am. That one I should have done. All right. Okay, now wait. Where did the okay? Oh yeah. Hi Tori. Okay, cool. Reverend Danny, is he Danny a reverend now? Eric Levette, don't worry. Also, I won't go back to get bullied again. Oh, where were you bullied, Katie? Just so I don't go there. Let me know. Martha Simmons, I'm doing an Ayurvedic herb sugar-free life, organic olive oil, blueberries, vegetarian food, daily veg juice, green tea, trying to eat food that is a medicine and dense nutrition. Good. Very good. Yeah, that makes a big difference. And make sure you get enough protein too. Eric says, all right. Sophie says, I'm with Tori. I can't keep my cats inside, but we don't have the animals you have in America. So the cats are the predators of the birds here. Yeah, that's what my old ones used to be. That was how they were. People want them banned because of our native birds. Yeah, that was a tricky thing for me. I had two cats, Elvis and Shadow, and Elvis was a female, and she was kind of a fluffy gray cat and very sweet. And Elvis was this sleek, black, short-haired, with a little tuxedo, the little white thing like a tuxedo thing, and Whiskers would always be, laying around and, friendly and greeting everybody. And Shadow was like out and about. And Whiskers would catch a bird. And then she would come in and she'd be like, wow, like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? And I'd say, okay, we're cool. Let's bring it outside. And I'd walk her outside and I'd say, now set it down. And she'd set it down and it would fly away. And I'd say, that's good. That's good. That's perfect, Whiskers. That's exactly what you should do. Because I knew that's all she wanted to do with it. She didn't, she caught it, but then she didn't know what to do with it. So and that would happen a lot because she'd catch birds, but then I'd help her get them outside, let them go. But Shadow was the exact opposite. That was Whiskers. But Shadow would catch these birds and we'd wake up in the morning and he'd be there in the living room like, and he'd literally eaten the entire bird except for he was finally eating their head. It was gross. It was really gross. It only happened a couple of times where he actually ate someone. But I was like, geez, he was sort of the Forrest Gump of cats. And I told him that. I said, look, because he got in an accident early on and we had to pay for his tail to be cut. And I said, look, that's it on this running out in the street shit. Either you get it together, and if you hear a car, you get on the sidewalk. Don't be out in the street. Because if you're out in the street and you get hit, that's it. I can't afford all this stuff again. And he never did. I mean, he was like, he'd hear a car, man. He'd be back on the sidewalk. It was really interesting. And I love people who go, oh, they don't understand what you're saying. It's like, no, they don't understand what you're saying. but they understand what I'm saying and other people who communicate with them. And they do. I mean, I know some other people where their dogs, I communicate with them really well and they get it, they know. And the owner can't, because they've decided they can't hear you. They don't know what you're saying. So of course they don't hear anything. It's very interesting. Hello again, Kelly, said the Orwitz. Oh, what happened there? Oh, wait. Wow. Tony said, heck yeah. I love Grace. Wow. We have islands that one for endangered birds without predators. Ah, that's nice. Prince's performance was truly epic. He was such an amazing guitarist. Yeah, really. Yeah, I really, it's awesome. I saw the other one that I love are the Stones. I saw them in Pasadena and it was so much fun. It was like there were 5-year-olds all the way up to 90-year-olds, and every person in the audience knew every single song. I mean, it didn't matter what he sang. It was like we were right there singing with him. And then another time I went and saw him, and I was over on the side, so it was like the stage was here and I was on the side, and he would come up to me and be like, I can't get no satisfaction, and I'd be going, it was very fun. All right, Tori, you can have a catio built. Oh, Marzi Dotes, hi. It's an enclosure outside for your cat when you want them to be out and protected them from predators. That's a good idea. Thank you. I never thought of that. See, I sort of feel like the indoor outdoor where they can go at their own will, but you could set it up that way. You could, because I've got a little thing they could go out, but I could build it around that. That's a good idea. Hey, Power Lies, says Danny. Is this Danny that I know that I talk on the phone with? Is that the same Danny or is it a different Danny? Because he said you're a reverend now. So what's going on? Kelly BC, thanks for the info, Martha. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed walking around the Haight when we were in San Francisco. So much history there. It's so different from when we were there in the 60s. It's amazing. I mean, the thing about the 60s that was so cool was that everyone was creating stuff, painting and stringing beads, and somebody'd come up with tie-dye and it was like, wow, that's really cool. And they'd go, you want one? I go, yeah, here you go, you have a tie-dye, smoke a joint. I'm like, okay. It was a wild time. It really was. But we had a good time. We really did. And the music, oh my God. All right, Justice. All right, you're here because I've been waiting for you to come. I've seen MJ live in Pottertown. Wow. Maybe you were here and I didn't see you arrive, but I've been waiting for you to arrive because I have your question. That's actually what we're going to talk about tonight. Tori, can you tell us more about the island you saw back in the 60s, or the band you saw back in the 60s? And I love the Jefferson Airplane. You name it, the Doors, the Rolling Stone, Janice. I mean, it's kind of like all of them that were singing, the Grateful Dead, it was just sort of like there were so many live bands back then, and they were very young. So they were just kind of like jamming together at the time and going like, well, you're good. Like I remember them all loving Janis Joplin. It was like, yeah, she's pretty good. It was kind of fun to see them grow up. For me it is, to see them grow up. I like you being in earlier too. Okay, good, Martha. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you guys are liking it. So that I think that'll work. And then Friday night's the Midnight with Magoo. But it'll still start at 11, so it'll be over by midnight, around there. Man, Tori is cool. Thank you, Sophie. I think the same of you. Tori is cool. Thank you. Thank you, Danny. AKA Daniel. Is that the same Danny that I know? Is this Danny or this is a different Danny? If you talk to me on the phone, let me know I'm Danny. I think it is. I can see your picture. I think it's the same Danny. Are you married to a very sweet woman? Yeah, Mark was live stream. Okay, earlier. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that. I didn't get a notification for that either. I love meeting people from Cali that were there for the greats. I've met people that saw Zeppelin, me too, and Hendrix, yep. And I met the women that dated Jerry Garcia. Yeah. Yeah, there was so much stuff going on back then. It was just incredible. The Orowitz live streaming, right. Hey, Danny. It's Rib Dog. Hey, Rib Dog. See, a popular guy. Danny, footology, traveltology. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Roan. Long live Mark Bunker. Amen. And Sophie, power lies. Yes, he was. Prince was a brilliant artist. Literally, no one else does what he did on that level. His label would put out his music under other names because he produced so much. What a trip. Oh, what a fun thing. JB808, Tori and Mark Bunker, Geo Goats, greatest of all time. Thank you, JB808. Thank you. Very sweet. The Bottle, that's so cool. Such a great era of music. The Battle. At the Battle. That's so great. Okay. Power Lies to Paralyze. Hearts. I'm going to go there afterwards. That Harrison tribute was Danny was so sick. Oh, okay. The Battle agree 100%, says Connie. Rib Guy, how many accounts do you have? He only has a few, but don't block him on any. I want him here. I do. So he has one other one, but we need to unblock that because that one he said is blocked. Lovett said it isn't. So I don't know. I've got to either ask you. We kind of need to, have a talk between us so that we all are on the same page on this because I like Reb Guy. It's my site. So I want him on here. I like Sophie and I like Lovett. So, and I think you guys will like each other if you don't now. And I know that you kind of went off the rails for a little bit on Lovett, but she understands, it was a different time and many things were going off the rails back then. Not saying that it was good, but it happened and it's over. I just tested both Doesn't Matter and Rib Guy. Neither work. Wow, interesting. Well, I'll check. I'll try to check. I'll check tomorrow. I'll try to check. Tori, I'm a she. Okay, one love. That's what I thought. Since you were wondering. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I thought you were a she. Rib Guy, I'm not sure. I don't remember blocking either, and I can't unblock, but you're here anyway. Yeah, and I'll try to unblock the other one, Rib Guy, or Rib Dog. And Sophie says, yes, Tori, we have daylight savings in New Zealand. As somebody else said you didn't. So I know I'm confused. Oh, no, I think it's in Hawaii they don't. You have it in New Zealand. They don't have it in Hawaii. Boy, it's something to keep up with all this, isn't it? Rib Dog. Okay. Sophie, I have had to make a couple just to post in here due to the different blue in here. Due to the different blue in here? Again, SRY if I unload it on you. Okay. Thank you, Rib Dog. I agree, 808. Where's 808? Is 808 here? Now I'm really confused. 808. Oh, I get you, Mr. Hawaii. JB 808. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rib Dog. All right, now the other thing I want to do, because now my friend is here that wrote me and asked me to actually explain this. Justice dash to you. I think that's the same one, Justice, that's here. But anyway, I'm going to explain it to you. And if he isn't here, he can see it on the replay. I know what happened. Tori and I talked. Okay, good. So, Katie Light, Rib Dog, I just unsubbed to a lot of channels because of culty mods. They don't want us to have civilized, polite conversations if they don't agree. Well, it's, everybody's got to do what they got to do. That's the way. It's the same with Weight Watchers. You got to find, weight loss. You got to find what works for you and do it. And it's the same online. You got to find what works for you, where you feel good, and you leave and you go, I like that. That was good. That was a good thing. If you leave and you're like, oh, I feel really shitty, that's not a good thing. And you don't need that. And I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't sub to things where I listen to them and they're like, it's like, no, there's enough shit going on in the world. We don't need to come on the internet and hear more crap about people fighting about each other. I don't care how right or wrong they are. Call them up on the phone. It's 2025. You can email them, you can call them, you can text them. There's a lot of different ways you can communicate besides going on an internet and making it all public where people do not know what you're talking about, but they support you. So now they agree with the drama. No, that's not good. The only person that wins with there, just to remind everybody, is the Office of Special Affairs. Every time there's a divide and conquer, that's their second goal. There you go. So keep that in mind. And it's like, stick with the people that are, educating you, teaching you something, or having fun, but you come and you like it and you feel good and you leave and it's a good thing. And that's good. If it isn't, for me, if I do stuff and you don't like it, let me know. But send me an email, not online, because then it gets too snarly. Just send me an email. Let me know what it is. Me and my family were stuck on It's a Small World at Disneyland. That song was playing over and over. I hate that song. I know. That's the one I was just telling them about. That happened to us too. In reference to Tori being stuck in a ride, the the CIA used music on repeat as a torture technique. There's a lot of information about this. Wow. That is interesting, Sophie, because it was like a torture thing. Oh, no, Petticoat Junction. Come ride the little train rolling down the tracks to the junction. Oh, God. Big Dog, I totally understand, Kate. I've done the same. All right, and Sophie, Eric, it sounds like it happened a lot on this ride. How horrible for you. All right, and everybody says, good to see you. Excuse me. Tori and her Bob are iconic. I know, it was funny when Anonymous came around, they wanted me to wear a mask. And I said, are you kidding me? Scientology will know it's me in 5 seconds with my hair. No. And plus, I said, you need somebody that can talk to the media and understand what you're saying. And with you guys with your masks on, they're not going to be able to understand it, which Scientology would love. So I said, no, I'll help you. My Scientology contact is at the Breaking Scientology channel. Okay, Power Lies to Paralyze channel is about solar symbolism and sun worshiping cults. Wow. Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that. Okay, so then it is Breaking Scientology. Okay. Okay, so that's good to know. Both of them sound good though. But thank you for letting us know that. Sophie, don't worry. I wouldn't be here if you guys were not amazing precious if you guys were not amazing precious souls. Aw, Katie Light. Cool. All right, now somehow I have to get down to the bottom so I can tell you about the topic tonight. Good morning, Tori, from I Stand Alone, from your Scottish friend. Yay! I'm up for work and to make sure you get to bed on time. But realize it's still quite early in California. You're so sweet. I love that. I just love that somebody is even thinking about that about me. Thank you. Thank you. I stand alone and enjoy Scotland every single day. Thank you. All right, Katie Light, Sophie, the two last ones in the past 48 is MHM and CCC. I don't want any problems and I won't be bullied by mods. So as an ex-Sano, I won't fight Never Ends. I will fight the cult. Good. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how people can get that. That's why I'm trying to educate people that, because a lot of people that are part of this are Never Ends. And I want them to understand, like, Justice asked me and said, can you please explain how someone can start from Dianetics and get into Scientology? Which for him is a good question. When you're in Scientology, it's a no-brainer. And so I'll explain it. But thank you for asking me the question, because I really appreciate it when people ask me something that they would like to know something about. It helps. All right. Patty. That's Eric's mom's name. Patty. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. I'll tell her I said hi. Hi, Patty. Okay. Sophie, I totally agree. I'm sorry for my comment was rude. I also don't like culty chats and behavior. I just got slightly triggered by certain things after a culty group attacked me. Hello. Yeah. Don't feel bad about it. I mean, that's awful. Nobody needs to be attacked. I mean, I've been there. I've been attacked for years. And now I'm like, go ahead. You can think whatever you think. Say whatever you think. I don't mind. Because I at some point I just got used to it. And I realized the only way anyone can hurt you is you. It took me a long time to get that in a lot of books. I read a lot of self-improvement books, but I realized it's true. The only way you can get hurt is if you let yourself get hurt. That's it. The rest of it is all not other people. They can say what they want. They can throw things at you. They can spread lies about you, but other people have to buy that lie. And those people that buy that lie, you know what? They're not part of my tribe. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to run around trying to clear up. No, this isn't true. And that's not true. Now, wait a minute. What the hell are you guys buying that for? I'm Osa after 24 years of speaking out about Scientology? Really? Why don't you come over and talk to me? Say it in my face. Let's do that. Let's start with that. I forgot Tori is only earlier Monday and Wednesday. I'm at 8. Or now it's going to be 8 or 9. We're working on it, 8 or 9. And then Friday night is 10:30, Friday night is Midnight with Magoo. So it's at 11 o'clock. And then Sunday is 10:30, which is the Q&A. So be thinking of things that you want to ask. That helps too. Yay, you're here now, 49ers. That's right. You were not rude at all. It was a legit question, and I prefer answering than letting you wonder. Good, Katie. Thank you. I stand alone. Is it Mother's Day in the United States this Sunday? Hmm. I don't think so, but it is coming up soon. I'm taking my mom out this weekend for lunch. She lives 4 hours away from me in Scottish Highlands. Ah, that's so nice. It doesn't matter. It's just so nice. It really is. Good for you. Good for you. I stand alone. Good morning. People were bullying me and others since I have high functioning autism. Yep, I hear you on that, Eric. And I don't like bullies either, but I've gotten so that they I know how to walk away. It took a long time. Weight Watchers also helped me on that. And they would, because women especially, you can say, "Oh, I like your top." "Oh, no, it's really old." "Oh, I like your hair." "Oh, I've got to get a cut." They're just all the time. And Weight Watchers taught me to just say, "Thank you." And it took me a while because I was selling jewelry around LA, and it took me a while to figure out why, what is that? Why do we do that? But when we were kids, for people my age, our mothers were like, don't be braggadocious. For the guys, they're like, stand up straight, put your shoulders back, be proud. You're a man, right? But for the girls, it was like, you're supposed to be humble and nice and not too outgoing and stuff like that when we were kids. So I think it's built into women that are our age. That's what happens. Why a green polished pinky nail? St. Patty's Day. See, I'm English, Irish, German, Scottish, and part Welsh. So this is my Irish because it was St. Patty's Day in March. So I did it in honor of St. Patty's Day. But thank you for asking. Now, Justice, are you the Justice that asked me the question about? I'm curious about Dianetics. Is that the same Justice, or are there two Justices? Bullies are nasty. Unfortunately, they're everywhere. All right, YT Watcher, Tori, I found the chronic cough article. Oh, good. It is my pleasure to share it with you. Sharing it with your providers may provide some new treatment options. Okay, good. Great. Thank you. You're going to email it to me, right? All right. And Eric says, yes. My Russian blue cat is named Shadow. Ah, she's 16. Cool. Forrest Gump of cats. That's funny. I know. But he was like super smart, but also super dorky. So it just depended on, what he was doing that day. But we used to always go to Flag because we were both on OT7 and OT8 for my husband. But while we were on 7, both of us would go back and forth to Flag. And so we would all go, me and my husband and my son, and we would have someone watch the house. And people would come, and some people would go, well, I don't really like cats, but I'll watch your house. And we would come back and they'd say, I like Whiskers, because Whiskers was always very friendly, but she was very much like, this is my house, and let me think about it on where you could sit. It was just sort of like she was very picky. Whereas Shadow would just start nuzzling up to you and nuzzle up to you and just keep nuzzling up to you. And by the time we'd come back, people would say, I like Whiskers, but I love Shadow. Everyone said that. Even people who hated cats, they were like, I love Shadow. I mean, you couldn't, it was like constant love. You couldn't not love him. I wonder if Tori communicates with dogs better than Snoop Dogg. I don't know. All right. Hey, Danny. Power lies to paralyze. Personally, I think the whole never end thing has become a bit culty. I prefer to listen to people who are actually against the cult and cults in general. I agree with you on that, Sophie. One Love. Best concert I ever was Elton John, where every person knew every word to every song. My sister and I took my mom for her 80th birthday. Oh, it was thrilling. That's so great, One Love. And that's how I was with the Rolling Stones. Everybody knew every word. It was amazing. Hi, love it. Hi. Love it says hi to everybody. Good evening. We haven't quite gotten to the topic yet. I'm trying to find out if this justice is the same justice that sent me the question. Still catching up. Okay. Me too, Janis Joplin. Me too. I love Janis Joplin. Yeah. Oh, your hair looks great, Tori. Don't change it. I wouldn't. Thank you. I wouldn't because I can't. It's like this is functional. It works. Can I make a hot dog with a hamburger bun? Can I make a hot dog with a hamburger bun? You lost me on that one, Katie Light. But can you make a hot dog with the hamburger bun? Mm, is this about bullies? I don't know. Rib dog. I've had them both ways, Kate. You do what you have to do. What are you guys talking about? I don't get it. No one. Okay. Thank you for your stuff. Katie lied. Hell yes. Life is too short for conformity. Okay. Well said, Tori. Thank you. I don't know what I said that was well said now. It's like it went by. I would agree with Tori, but I really feel like a particular person is a cult leader and he needs to be called out. I don't. It's just more win for OSA. That's all I'm going to say. Divide and conquer. As long as you're in that game, you're playing their game. Period. There's no question. It's not that you can't have an opinion about someone, but if you can't call them up and talk to them, do you really need them in your world at all? And it's like if other people want to follow somebody, that's their choice. Everybody's got their own choice. But you do what's right for you. That's all I'll say. I mean, it's like group things can get really weird really fast. And I think we've all experienced that. And now we're on the mend. 5 a.m. comes quick. You're going to bed? Oh my God, rib dog. All right, good night. Thanks for coming by. Made it just before it was over, maybe. Okay, support your streamers. Thanks all. Thank you, Rib Dog. I didn't get into the topic while you were here, but you know the topic anyway, so it won't be bad for you to have missed it. Anyway, she doesn't need to be called out. It's a mod problem in a certain chat, not here. Okay, good. Good. Tori might go a bit longer. Euro 23. Hi, Tori might go a bit longer. I will. I still got to talk about the topic. All right, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to talk about the topic. Here's the topic. Dianetics to Scientology. How? Like, how do people, this was the question. Justice to you said, I'm curious what Dianetics does to people that they are willing to start Scientology. And that's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show, because it truly is. Once you get in, you're in the show. It's like there's a song, the Hotel California, you can check in, but you can't check out. And that's Scientology. Once you're in, there's no checking out. You're surrounded. Let's say you get in for Dianetics, which I did. Like I told you my last video about the communication course, right? And then the next thing I did was the Dianetics course because I wanted to learn to become, well, actually I did the student hat, which teaches you how to study. And you can listen to Nora about word clearing and all that. But it's basically a simple way to look up words and find words that you don't understand and then reread something and understand it. So it's not bad. It isn't. But anyway, I did the student hat and then I went and did the Dianetics course. So now I'm on the Dianetics course, surrounded by people that are talking about going clear and going OT and all these other things, which are all Scientology, right? So, you're in, I came to be a Dianetic auditor and I'm on a Dianetic course to be a Dianetic auditor. But at break time and stuff, you're talking to so-and-so who's a clear or so-and-so who's a OT8 or well, they didn't have OT8 back then, but like OT3, and you're like, well, what is that? And they're like, well, I can't really tell you. It's kind of top secret, but you'll get to it and you'll find out. And you like them and they're really nice people and you think, well, wow, that must be cool. And so now you're in Scientology. Do you see what I mean? It's you arrived with Dianetics, but it quickly becomes the Scientology Truman Show. And that's what it is. And it's like all the rest of it. Let's say you're Narconon. That's part of the Scientology Truman Show. It all is. And all the statistics go up to Scientology International every week before Thursday at 2. So that's why sometimes you'll see Wednesday, things go really crazy because they're all trying to get their statistics up before Thursday at 2. So there you go. So anyway, that's basically it. It's different. You have to remember it was way different again back when I got in. So it was a lot of fun. New things were happening every day. I mean, like when I got in, there wasn't a celebrity center. But by the early 70s, I think Yvonne had showed up, started Celebrity Center, and I thought, I'm going over to Celebrity Center. And so I moved over there and it's just things moved along. I know the next thing was I did the Dianetic course and I did the Dianetic internship. And then they got me to join the Sea Org. They said, you're a great auditor. You're really going to help a lot of people. We need you in the Sea Org. I said, okay. So I joined the Sea Org. And then you guys know they routed me out because I took medicine and I ran out of my medicine. They said, well, you can't be in the Sea Org and be on medicine. So we're routing you out. So then now I'm out and now what? It was just sort of like, then I went over to CC and I started meeting all the musicians and artists. And it was a whole Truman Show in itself that was just fabulous and fun and interesting and really cool people, really, really cool people. And I'm still friends with a lot of them to this day. It was a good time at CC. It really was. And I helped train John Travolta. I met him. He came in. He just got Welcome Back Kotter after he joined Scientology. So that's why I think he still gives them credit because he didn't have it before then, but he did after. All right. So anyway, there you go. And I hope, Justice, you're the right Justice. But if you are and you have another question, ask me. You're an angel, Sophie. No one should talk before looking in the mirror. Exactly. She is an angel. And I always say, my dad taught me this. He'd say, I don't know, somebody said this about me. And he said, well, just look at him and say, you know what? It takes one to know one. And I thought that is such a great expression. And it is. Somebody says, you're really stupid. It's like, well, it takes one to know one. And it just puts it back on them. It's like a mirror. It's really great. And it really does shut up a lot of people quick because it's true. And Sophie says, Katie, you are so sweet. That's such a lovely thing to say. You are an angel. No question. You're sent here to be doing this kind of stuff. I know I asked Lovett, I said, how do you know how to do all this stuff? She said, I was just born that way. She's really talented too. And I was lucky to find you guys. And Eric says, hello, Lovett. And Lovett says, hello, Eric. And Mangu stopped by to say hi. I love Tori. I hope stream's going well. Thank you, Mangu. Appreciate it. I love you too. I'm slightly embarrassed. Why are you embarrassed? You too, love it. I'm just the weird French Canadian. Aw, that's so great. I love Canada. Spanky and I were just talking about it last night, how much we loved it. We went to Toronto and then I also went through a bunch of it because I went on an Alaskan tour. Don't get me started on that. All right, Mangu. Good to see you. Delight. Weird is my favorite. All right. Charles Patrick. Hi. Hi, Tori. Jehovah's Witnesses were door knocking in my neighborhood this morning. They left some weird pamphlet with a small JW on the back. Have they been to Burbank? They never come to my house. I told you, for a while they were coming, and I would have them in and talk to them about Xenu. And they obviously have me on a list. Do not go to that house. Because I talked to them about cults and, maybe they're in a cult. And the only way you're going to know is by looking at both sides. And I would give them a whole lecture on looking at both sides, learning both sides. If you learn both sides, then you can compare and decide if you are or not. But if you don't know both sides, they got you. And they never come back. Not ever. I don't know if they are, but they're not on my block. Charles Patrick, you should have offered them birthday cake. That's another one. Good. That's a good one. Funny. Oh, God. I would hope to never be in a cult, but I would definitely never end up in a cult that didn't allow birthday cake and candles. Amen, sister. I agree. That's a weird one. I talked to someone the other day who was in a cult where they were ending their lives. That was part of the cult. And it was like, ugh, sounded awful. I wasn't home, but saw them on the doorbell cam. Ah, interesting. Tori, if you like music, you should listen to Walk of the Earth cover of Thunderstruck at the Sydney Opera. Ooh. All right, I'm going to have to write it down. All right. It's called Walk of the Earth. Walk of the Earth. Now, cover of Thunderstruck. Now, when you say the cover of, at Sydney, so is the group Thunderstruck? The Sydney Opera. I'll check it out. I'll try to find it, Katie Light. Thank you. Charles Patrick. Darn, what happened? Oh, because he missed the JWs. That's a great question. I always wondered. What was the question? That's a great question. I always wondered. What was a great question? Tell me what the great question is, because I'll be going up and down trying to find it. Is Dianetics still considered separate from the Church of Scientology? It never was. See, it never was. That's the thing that I'm trying to get you to understand. That's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show, because everything that you hear about that Scientology, Way to Happiness, Applied Scholastics, Narconon, Criminon, you name it, as well as the Church of Scientology, the Hubbard College, all that shit. It's all under the Church of Scientology International, all of it. There's nothing that's separate. Dianetics was the first book that he wrote. So in a way it was separate, but as soon as in 1949, he said, if you want to make money, start a religion. And I told you my ex-husband's parents were in Scientology in 1950. So they told me in 1950, there were a bunch of Dianeticists, right? And then as soon as Hubbard decided to start the Church of Scientology, a ton of them left. Said, we didn't get in this for a church. No, we're not doing it. And they left. And, so, he kept doing it, but obviously I think that's where he started the PTSSP, or soon after that. where it was like a dividing line. And it's like, no, you can't talk to those people. Because why? Because they would have talked them out of doing it. All right. So no, it's not considered to be separate. They may try to say it's separate, just like they say everything's separate, but it isn't. Like I told the reporter up in San Francisco who was writing about Narconon being in all the public schools. And I said, look, they can tell you whatever they want, but all of their statistics go up to the senior executives in the Church of Scientology International every Thursday at 2:00. That's a fact. There's not any of them that go, oh, this is our statistic over here, separate from you guys. No, they all go under the Church of Scientology International. So just think of it like an umbrella, and they're all under that umbrella. Katie Light, how did anyone get into MLM or pyramidal sales like Amway and so many others? They don't see the bad first. At the beginning, they only see the good in it, and they are neck deep. Well, that happened to me, so I can tell you how it happened. I was auditing at Celebrity Center and in a non-Sea Org, NSO. So I was auditing, and my PC came in and said, Tori, I really want you to try this this power drink. And I said, what is that? And he said, it's called Slender Now, and it's a thing to give you protein and to help you lose weight. And I was always looking for something to lose weight, even though then I was like probably 10 pounds overweight, versus later where I was 100. But anyway, I tasted it because I didn't want him to be upset because I was going to audit him. So I tasted it and I thought, well, that's pretty good. And he said, why don't you come to a meeting tonight at my house and I'll teach you about it. I said, okay. So I went to the meeting, and it was a typical MLM thing. It was back in the beginning when MLM was just getting started. Amway was getting started in Shackley and stuff like that, and Slender Now was one of them. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. And I just made so much money. I paid for OT 1 through 3 with Slender Now, with selling that. And I thought it was great. It was fun. I helped a lot of people make money, and I liked that. So I liked helping people. And if you get into it early, it doesn't have the whole bad. The bad thing is when it's already built up and there's no chance of you really making much money, and they're all making money every time you sign someone up. That's creepy. But this was way, way, way before that. And for any of the MLMs. So anyway, for me, that's why people got into it. Why they do now, it's like Scientology. I don't know. I can't say. It's hard for me to even imagine. That's the sad thing, is people stuck inside these cults. Yep. I think it is designed as a baited book that pulls people into the cult. Okay, hold up the mirror. That's right, Tori. Yeah. Exactly. Hi, Mark Stebbins. Hello, and Arrow 23U. I don't know what U is. Love you too, Tori, and love it. Thank you, Sophie. I know we're a good team. Kate, exactly. I was thinking about that the other day. You never see it at first. 100% of us don't know we are in a cult until we go with the cognitive dissonance and realize that we are indeed in. And that's a tricky thing. I really think they should teach cognitive dissonance. Maybe they are now, but it's been so long since I've been in school, but I really think they should teach it in grade school, so kids are educated on what is a cult and why does it matter and why would you need to know cognitive dissonance, and what is cognitive dissonance and what is cognitive and what is dissonance, you know what I mean? And so, and have them get it and practice it and practice the opposite, and you know what I mean? So then when it happens, it's like, no, we're not doing that. No, We know this. We know this drill. No. And this, I did this. The interesting thing, when the internet first started, Scientology sent me to the Jewish, it was a Jewish center out on Wilshire Boulevard. I forget the whole name of it, but they were a great group of people. And Scientology wanted me to go there and see if they mentioned Scientology and said they were a cult. They were always worried they were going to be called a cult, which is really funny when you think of how many people call them a cult now. Very funny. But anyway, the Jewish, I get Liberation Center or something like that. But anyway, they were very cool. And their kids had all gotten on the internet. And so they had a whole week seminar on how to figure out if they should go into a website or not. How would you know, like what red flags come up that you go, ooh, wait a minute, this seems a little weird. Maybe I better not, right? And the kids all got up and gave these success stories. I mean, they were incredible. They said we were just literally terrified before we did this week-long seminar. And now we are so confident to be all over the internet. We know where to go, where not to go, what to do. It was really great. And I went back to Scientology. I said, you got to hear what these guys are doing. It's so great. They were not interested at all. Not at all. Not even an inch. I was amazed. I mean, again, it was one of those wake up things like, wow, who are these people, that I was a part of. Okay, so Eric, I sent you the link to Thunderstruck. Oh, on your DMs on your phone. Okay, thank you, Eric. I hope you mean me. Thank you. Cool. Morning, Tori. Hi, Hans Christian. How are you? Nice to see you. The group is Walk Off the Earth. This is Katie Lang. And they did Thunderstruck at the Sydney Opera. But as a group, they cover a lot of songs with non-traditional instruments most times, like 5 people on 1 guitar. Wow. Okay, now they're called Walk Off the Earth. That's the group name, is Walk Off the Earth. Okay, good. I got that down there. Okay, and so then Thunderstruck, and they did Thunderstruck. So that was sort of like the name of the concert was Thunderstruck. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. I love Sydney. I really do. I really do. Hans Christian, good morning, Sophie. I have watched many documentaries on multi-level marketing, and they are very culty. Yeah, it is. It's just because I'd been in it early on, it didn't, and I was in a cult, so how could I see it was a cult? I couldn't, and it worked for me, and it paid off OT 1 through 3, so I was like, woohoo, I'm making money. And then I got out of it before it caved in. The guy who got me in bought all kinds of product because he thought it was really going to expand. I said, I don't think so. I'm out. I'm getting out. And I got out, and then it just completely caved in, and he got stuck with all this stuff. But I think he's still doing multi-level. He got out of Scientology, but he's still doing multi-level, I think. And if you're listening, hi, Bob. Hello again, Tori from PA. All right. T. Harmon. All right, cool. U is an emoji like a cat, similar to a cat. Fave with dot. Okay. Oh, okay. I gotcha. I got you. Cute. I never heard that before. Thank you, Arrow23, for explaining that. I appreciate that. Sophie said, no, Tori, they're not teaching the children about cognitive dissonance or how to understand mind control. That's what I thought. I didn't think so, but I really think we need to do that. I really do. It's kind of one of those things where I'm kind of thinking about going that way, where I'll just go to schools and talk to go to the PTA, talk to the parents. Well, first you'd have to go to the school and say, this is what I think we need to do. And I'm willing to talk to the PTA and as a parent, and tell them why. And as an ex-cult member, why do their kids need to know about it? And I think it'd be hot. It'd be really hot. It'd be very, very tricky with Scientology because they would be on it in a minute, and I know it. And listen to me carefully, Osa. Listen carefully. Uh, Who is it? Is Rib Guy still here, or he left? All right. Like she always does. Osa, wake up, wake up. Anyway, you don't be going around the school saying don't listen to Tori because it's just going to make more power for me. I just want you to know that. You can do it, but it's just going to give me more power. So but I'm thinking about doing it. I really am. And talking to the different schools and talking about, we got to get some kind of education in here, so they understand what cognitive dissonance is, mind control. They start learning it and, drilling it and, seeing what it is. So then when it comes at them, it's like, no. We know this. We know this drill. No, thank you. Goodbye. And that's it. So anyway, I'm glad. Thank you, Sophie, for telling me that they're not doing it. Shit. Antics of a mama squirrel. Hi, lovely. Hi. In Antics, Eric says hello. Sophie, my policy is I'm having cognitive dissonance when I need to investigate if I really believe this or what am I missing. Yeah. Antics of a mama squirrel. Tori, would you be interested in providing me a clip for a collaborative video I'm doing? I can email you details if you're interested. Well, you got to tell me what it is. I mean, email me and let me know what it is. I can't tell you if I'd be interested or not until I know what it is. But let me know what it is. Eric, yes, I meant you. Okay. Antics of a mama squirrel. Hi, Eric. Antics of a mama squirrel. I do not see your email or on your page. Now, what the hell is that, Sophie? Why? That's the second person that said that they don't see it. You should be able to go to Tori Magoo 44, and right underneath it, it should say, I see it, where it says, for more information on Tori, click here. And you click there. Let me just see. I'm just going to look at it right now on my phone. All right, so now... All right, hang on. Stand by. All right, Tori Magoo 44. Okay, so here's Tori Magoo 44. Now, you don't see an email thing there, but if you click on Tori Magoo 44 and go to the main page, now let's see. Now, let's go up here. Yeah, here it is, where it says, See, there's all the links. Oh, you didn't see it. Wait. Let me go back. See, here. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. See, you have to click on. See, what first comes up is you just click on it, and it comes up like this. So then you click on this, which is Tori Magoo 44, and then there's that. You still click on the Tori Magoo 44. Underneath it, it has for more information. See that? This little paragraph, and then for more, you click on more, and then there's the links. See, there's the email. See? And let me just make sure the email's on. Maybe you're right. YouTube, Tori Magoo 44. I think you're right. Maybe it isn't on here. Oh, it's got all my links. Well, let's look at all my links. Okay, Sophie, we have to make sure to add so that it's easily seen this email, not Tori Magoo 44, but ToriCrispin44 at gmail.com. So can you add that at some point or note it down that we get somebody to add it where it's easily seen? Because this has happened more than once. And people can't find it. Yeah, no, I don't want Tori Magoo 44. No, I don't want that email. That's not my email. This is my email. See? Tori Christman 44. Okay? So can you add that? I don't think they want people understanding how it all works. Oh, you mean the schools? Yeah, that could be. I don't want Tori Magoo 44. No, that's not, I don't answer that. I see your links, but no email address. Okay, can you see up here where it says comments banners? Can you see that or not? Banners where you can click on it and then see this? See that? That's my email. Can you write it down? We got to somehow work this out, Sophie, so that it's easier for people. Because somehow it's more than one person has said it's hard to find. Okay, antics from Monoscroll. Okay, so you'll email me. I know, but not a fan of them. Yeah, there it is, Sophie. That's it. ToriChrisman44@gmail.com. Yeah. So if you can somehow put that in the group of things, because I don't see it either. Even if I look on my lists, it doesn't have my email. And I need to have the ToriChrisman44@gmail.com. To email, I would say to email Tori and then put ToriChrisman44@gmail.com. Please. And let me know if I can help at all. I'll call you later. Okay, good. I don't know how to call you. So I always want to talk to you, but I don't know how to call you. So you call me and then I'll know. All right, you kitties. Well, it's been 2 hours and a half. Good Lord. I'm sorry we talked so long. I didn't mean to talk that long, but it just happens. So anyway, I didn't realize it was that late. So thank you for everybody who stayed on. Thank you for the people who came on. And good night, lovelies. And Antics, thank you for emailing me. And I appreciate all of you for the Sophie and Lovett. Thank you for being my moderators. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you rascals, hopefully Friday night, midnight with Magoo. That's my next time when I'll be on. All right. I love you guys. Take care and enjoy spring. It is now springtime. All right. Cheers.